Brought to you by Rush TV.
Happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate the holiday, and welcome to another episode of The Turnbuckle. I'm your host, Tammy Young, and we're back for another round of OCWFED news, rumors, highlights, and more. Let's kick things off with a few announcements as we have the OCWFED Animal House charity event ready and set to take place in a few days on November 23rd. All proceeds for the event will be donated to the Humane Society for the Animals. This will mark the third year that OCWFED has pitched together and put on a show to help save the animals. While we are on the subject of funds, here are some news updates on the OCWFED financial situation following the report of the sensational celebration. As more information has dropped regarding the budget cuts backstage, we have received word that several superstars have been released with names such as Insane Darren, Cody Omega, Tommy Turner, Jaden Hero, Alyssa Winters, T.Y. Sparks Jr., and Hanzo Yamashita, with reports of more names to follow. Reports have stated that no one is safe with names such as Rex, Alexa Hayes, Harry Etiquette, even legends such as Chris Baxter, Bobby Minio, and Mad Michael Morrison's names have been brought up in the discussion to help cut costs. As for names backstage, several staff members, some on the marketing team, and the legendary official Akita have been released from the company. Akita has served the company for several years as the head official, presenting the title for hundreds of big-name matches. The crowd always looked forward to Jake Allen on the commentary team to scream, "Akita, throw it up!" In a comment for Mr. Sensation, he had this to say on the matter. "We appreciate everything these guys, gals, and non-binary pals have done for this company. These cost-cutting measures do not come lightly as we continue to move forward to better our situation. We wish all those affected by this matter the best in all of their future endeavors." As a few faces leave OCWFED, it seems a few faces have also entered the company as well. First up, we have the return of the Mantis, who wasn't heavily featured in his first time around OCWFED, as he seemed to be consistently at odds with the OCW creative team before departing the company a few years back. Here's hoping things will be different this time around. Next up, we have a new face, God Drifter, who we have not heard much about or from yet, so we don't have much to go on, but we can hope for the best. Next, we have another new face entering OCWFED, Marcus Bellacore, whose goals seem to be unclear at the moment. With statements about cracks in OCWFED and tearing everything down to find what's real. We are left with much speculation on this matter as fans wonder what's in store for the OCWFED universe down the line. And last but surely not least, we have a returning Damian Bourne, who was making waves the last time he was seen in the company. However, due to creative differences, he departed the company. We are happy to see his return and look forward to seeing what he brings back to the company from his time away. That is all we have for roster update news at this time, but let's move on to some other forms of news. The world of wrestling and Hollywood have once again collided in a blockbuster announcement that has fans buzzing. As Kumiko Tanaka sensation, also known as Imp, the current OCWFED Women's World Champion, is set to step out of the squared circle and onto the small screen in a major role. The wrestling star has been cast as Poison Ivy, one of DC Comics' most iconic villains, in the upcoming Batgirl TV series, starring another OCWFED superstar, Sarah Stevenson, aka Valkyrie, who will be playing the role of Batgirl in the Netflix original series.
I've always wondered, can an ordinary woman become a superhero?
seems the previous actress who was set to play Poison Ivy suffered from an injury while on set, leaving the studio to find a replacement. Word backstage is Valkyrie recommended her longtime rival Imp to the director, as they have shared that stage before, not only in the ring, but on an indie movie project called Deadwood Cabin. Known for her charismatic presence in the wrestling ring, Imp has captivated OCWFED fans with her fierce athleticism, undeniable stage presence, and unmatched promo skills. Her transition to acting feels like a natural progression, as her larger-than-life persona and commanding presence seem tailor-made for the role of the seductive, eco-terrorist anti-heroine. I've always admired Poison Ivy as a character, Imp shared in an exclusive interview. She's powerful, intelligent, and unapologetically herself, qualities I try to embody in and out of the ring. It's a dream come true to bring her to life in such an exciting project. Imp was last seen during the sensational celebration last Riot, and seems to be taking her time when announcing who she will be fighting against to defend her title at this time. But we here at the Turnbuckle look forward to hearing who the challenger might be. While we continue to await the reveal, we'll keep an eye out for more information regarding the Batgirl TV series, which at this time is set to premiere on the Netflix streaming platform next year. That is all we have for you today when it comes to news at this time, but to wrap things up, here are a few highlights from this past Turmoil's Suplex vs. Valkyrie main event.
It is time for the main event of Turmoil, ladies and gentlemen, and the high rises here in beautiful Brooklyn, New York are not safe from OCW's resident Kaiju. Suplex stomping her way to the ring with a vengeance. And boss, as we get closer to the turn of the year, entering 2025, these days there's a lot of reasons it feels more like 2019, none less than the return of Valkyrie. She has been one of the biggest stars on OCW TV week in and week out, not a part-timer by any means, but obviously she has been tussling and wrestling with Lotus Flojo herself after losing the Pride Championship to Dragana Caesar back at Hard Target.
Here's Valkyrie. He misses, unfortunately. Oh, and yes, Jake Allen, as a statistician, oh, Jesus Christ, big takedown by a big knee or whatever the hell by Suplex.
Boss has got us covered. Right now, Valkyrie and Suplex fighting for all of the momentum in the world. Both came up short in their respective matches at Hard Target. Her return at Resolution earlier this year. Her win-loss record hasn't been the best, but you cannot argue with the star power that she brings. Multimedia crossover star, and she still has it in the ring. She may not have picked up a win in all these matches, but she is competing like the Valkyrie of old.
And I don't know if basically a match with Suplex is beneficial at this point in time. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, this is not going to be beneficial, whatever it is. Send out Liger Bomb from the resident Kaiju.
Like you said, Jake, that's a polite way to say this. Suplex is acting like a dirtbag when she was Pride Champion.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Michinosu driver on the outside.
A Michinosu on the outside on an 8 count. That's fear in Sue's eyes. She thinks she might be smart. Oh, wait a minute.
And you were right. That is Pearl on the stage.
But she's shouting something.
It isn't Valkyrie. I saw your little speech last week. Oh, you want to sell me? A funny gal, huh? Well, let me tell you something, bitch. I am not your gal pal. I am going to embarrass you inside that cell at Anniversary 20. Guess I buried the lead, but I accept your challenge, Valkyrie. I hope you tell your fans how much you love them, because there is no one to blame for what's going to happen to you but yourself.
And there you have it, another amazing OCWFED show as we continue on our road to this year's anniversary show. But don't just stop here when you can get caught up with all the segments and other matches that took place on Turmoil, such as the pivot calling out Mass Effect, the cracks in the friendship between Belle and Ashley Moore, El Parca's rivalry with John Carter, and so much more. You can watch all this content and more at OCWFED.com or right here on the OCWFED YouTube channel. But for now, this is the end of this episode of The Turnbuckle. I have been your host, Tammy Young, and we'll see you next time.